Mobile water. Mobile water. Unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Citi
News.
It's midday. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. The news is live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. It's also live on all affiliates across the 16 regions of the country. Western region, we are live on Premier FM 100.5, Sky Power FM 93.5 and Beach FM 105.5, all in Takrady. Bono region, we are live on Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyain. Ashanti region, we are live on Orange FM 107.9 in Kumasi. The news is also live around the world on citinewsroom.com. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Coming up, government cancels payment of fuel allowances and the allocation of fuel to all political appointees as part of broader effort to reduce government expenditure and promote fiscal discipline. Also coming up, Road Minister cautions contractors on compensation abuse during construction of road projects.
We are under no obligation to honor because it's becoming a habit of some people that immediately they know government intends to build a road along a certain corridor. People take advantage to go and build in the right of way, hoping that they'll be compensated.
Still ahead, Accra Metropolitan Assembly reiterates plans to provide trading space for hawkers operating in unauthorized areas of the central business districts.
But as of now, they don't have a shop to sell. So we are considering them for them to sell on the pavements, but not to tell them to come on the road. We are going to have a line for them, which you know about a favorite red line. So we'll do the red line for them to sell.
And later, New Patriotic Party suspends Agona West 2024 parliamentary candidate for defying party directive. All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is also live in the Volta region on Holy FM 98.5 in Aplao, Northern region Dasuma FM 99.1 in Yendi. Upper East, we are live on Word FM 88.3 in Zwarungu. And Upper West, we are live on Bugli Radio 88.6 in Wa.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for choosing us. Now, resident engineer for the Esuchari Volivo Abayime Road project, Ato Kakraba, says delays in the payment of compensations are impeding progress on the project. During a briefing to the Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwame Governs Agboja, who visited the contractor's site at Esuchari, Mr. Kakraba highlighted compensation payment as one of the key challenges slowing the project. He notes that the compensations are mainly intended for farmers whose farmland have been affected by the road construction.
Major challenges. I'll start with compensation payments. Currently, the project is strangled with limited space to work. We have compensation issues, unpaid compensation issues all over. Then it's a roundabout where we have this kilometer zero. We have structures to no payments. We have other rice farms which I don't want to talk about, but it's also an issue. So currently, okay, this also is a borrow case. Quite recently, the assembly started harassing, quote unquote, harassing the contractor that they should pay something called conveyance fee.
Ato Kakraba is resident engineer for the Esuchari Volivo Aveima Road project. Now, in response to concerns raised by the resident engineer, Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwame Governs Agboja, clarified that government is not facing funding shortages for the project. He explained that the priority is to ensure that available funds are used judiciously to facilitate the project's timely completion.
We need to understand that this project, the contractors basically started really working January, February, and government only transitioned around the same time. So it could be that the part of what they are talking about got into the of transition, and there is no deliberate or question of lack of resource. It's just that things needed to be done in a particular. That's why I'm saying that just last week, the chief executive and the chief director brought to my attention a number of compensation requests, not only here, and we're actually processing that to make sure that it doesn't delay any project. So there's no question about why are we not paid. It's just what it is, because the project actually started after the transition, and of course things got slow a bit during the transition, and things are just beginning to pick up. So there's no problem about compensation on this project.
The minister further urged the contractors to exercise caution in disbursing compensation payment to affected individuals. The minister raised concerns that over the years, some individuals have taken advantage of the compensation process by deliberately putting up structures along designated rights of way to make unjustified claims from the government.
The project was approved and the right of way established before anybody goes to build in the right of way. We are under no obligation to honor because it's becoming a habit of some people that immediately they know government intends to build a road along a certain corridor. People take advantage to go and build in the right of way, hoping that they will be compensated, and that must not be encouraged, because when the project is being put together in terms of cost, and then there was no structure there, the cost does not include the new structures that will come after the cost has been settled. And in a particular project like this, where AFDB and other people are there, when they settle the cost, you can't just come back and say that, unfortunately, when we went back home, we saw another 2 buildings in the right of way. So the law must apply. If somebody, of course, those who crops and other things you are going to destroy.
Minister for Roads and Highways Kwame governs Abuja. Meanwhile, commuters of the Isuchari Volivo Abayima Road expressed relief at the minister's visit, saying it gave them hope that work on the road would soon progress.
The challenge that we face here is our road. The road are some ways. So from here to Osuwim, maybe if you tell the person that I should give you 20 cedis, it's not. He will not give it to you. You will face some challenges before the person will pay you. So we need road. This thing, they should come and do the road. Then we will feel happy. Then we will work for the country.
Are you happy that you are seeing the minister coming to work?
Yeah. I'm happy, and I know that very soon the road will be. They will start doing something from the road.
Truly, it will help us because we are really suffering. At first, the road is not good at all. Even now, they are constructing. You can feel it when you are passing on it. You can feel it. It's not good. But as now they are coming to construct it, we are very happy. We are very happy.
What are you hoping for?
Those were some commuters of the Isuchari Volivo Abayima Road in that interview with my colleague Samuel Akon. Now, President Mahama has cancelled the payment of fuel allowances and the allocation of fuel to all political appointees. The announcement was made in a statement issued by the Minister for Government Communications and Presidential Spokesperson Felix Kwachiufoso today. According to the statement, this directive is part of a wider cost-cutting strategy under the Mahama administration's reset agenda aimed at channeling public funds into priority sectors and essential national development needs. Let's go on the phone lines and speak to Franklin Kujo, who is president of Imani Africa. Mr. Kujo, thank you so much for your time. If you can hear me, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
So what do you make of this latest decision by the government to cancel the payment of fuel allowances to its appointees?
Oh, that's a wonderful initiative. And I think, irrespective of how people describe it as propaganda, populist, well, we love it. Because even if you save $1 million, it could go as far as supporting some indigenes in the country. So this is a very important initiative, and John keeps giving, which is a very important part of the conversation about reset. Others did whatever they wanted to do, and of course, you know the story. So, look, this is a very important initiative, and we are grateful for that. I think what we need to do is to find a way of making sure that this thing is done. I mean, people comply, and then virtually codify it, as in make it a legal issue, so that nobody would ever dream of bringing it back again. But politicians can be clever. Sometimes they probably will do something to find another avenue. But to the extent that fuel allowances are cancelled, that's useful. We just hope that they don't smuggle that into the other emoluments as they've always done. So it's a good initiative.
Very well. Now, many are calling for the government to tell us the amounts they are saving in this new directive. Are they justified in asking for that?
They should the amount to do what?
To know how much they are saving the country with this new directive.
Oh yes, it's possible. I think it's not the government alone that should do that. I mean, Richard, the media houses should be able to go and find out this information. So yes, we could call on government to do it, but all those asking should also put pen to paper, go around and ask those questions, and talk to media houses. You can do that calculation easy. The government needs to eventually come and tell us how much to be saved. It's both ways really, so that accountability and checks and balances are held in equal measure. So I think we just don't sit and say, government, tell us how much you're saving. No. Even if they tell us, we should go back, we should do our own calculations and match it and see. You understand?
Very grateful for your time. Franklin Kojo is president of Imani Africa. Let's now... governance advocate Professor Kweku Asari, popularly known as Kweku Azar, is also welcoming the government's latest cost-cutting directive, but is demanding transparency on its financial impact. Now, the directive, according to the government, is to channel resources into key priority areas. In a social media post, Professor Azar urged the government to quantify the expected savings from the move, which forms part of a broader effort to reduce public spending. Meanwhile, some residents of Kumasi in the Ashanti region have expressed mixed reactions to the government's decision to scrap fuel allowances for political appointees. While some described the move as bold and necessary to reduce public spending in the face of economic hardship, others were skeptical about its long-term effectiveness.
The economy isn't stable currently. So I believe that what the government is trying to do is to help stabilize the economy.
It's really a cut down on expenditure. So if the government want to tune down his expenses by cutting down these allowances, fine. I don't think there is anything wrong with it.
It will still create a problem for the government in the sense that when you slash it out, they will also find ways and means to also get that allowances to make the living comfortable for them. So the government should come again to look at what he wants to do.
Those were some residents of Kumasi speaking on the government's decision to scrap fuel allowances for its appointees. Now, the New Patriotic Party has suspended its Aguna West 2024 parliamentary candidate Christopher Arthur for violating a directive issued by the party's General Secretary Justin Frimpong Kodia against campaigning for internal positions. In a letter signed by constituency chairman Alhaji Jibrin Tanko and Secretary Anthony Kwame, Christopher Arthur was accused of organizing an electoral area meeting on Sunday, July 6, 2025, an act deemed a direct breach of party regulations and administrative discipline. The letter added that his actions disregarded the authority of the General Secretary and undermined internal unity and strategic efforts towards the next general election. He has been suspended with immediate effect pending a final determination by the Constituency Disciplinary Committee. You're still listening to the City Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. I'm Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Still ahead, Accra Metropolitan Assembly reiterates plans to provide trading space for hawkers operating in unauthorized areas of the central business districts in the coming months. We have details of that plus other stories coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Are you searching for a world-class conferencing facility to elevate your next event? Do you need a bougie look for that all-important corporate, board meeting, or private social event? The Alisa Pavilion has an unmatched capacity. Our expansive conference center comfortably seats 1,000 persons in a theater-style setup. This makes it ideal for large conferences, product launches, weddings, social events, and exhibitions. There are 2 executive boardrooms set up for your high-profile meetings. With the importance of seamless technology integration, our facilities are equipped to support your audiovisual needs. Looking for an oasis of bliss? Saunter into our Oasis Lounge and Bistro on Thursdays for Thirsty Thursday, while you enjoy a whopping 15% discount. Make a date for Saturday Barbecue, where we have alfresco dining for nature lovers in our lush manicured lawns, while you savor lip-smacking dishes. The Alisa Hotel Pavilion, where great minds convene and beautiful memories are created. Alisa Hotels, our Aquaba means more than just welcome.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Now, the Chief Executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Michael Pakpo Alote, has reiterated plans to provide trading space for hawkers operating in unauthorized areas of the central business districts in the coming months. The mayor led a decongestion exercise earlier today with other AMA officials in the CBD. This marks the 3rd such operation in the last 3 months and focused on Rollins Park and the Cantamanto Enclave. The exercise aims to improve traffic flow, safeguard livelihood, and enhance sanitation across the capital. Addressing the media, Michael Pakpo Alote said the Assembly will strictly enforce Operation Red Line to ensure orderly trading activities.
You can see what is happening there. We're trying to build a small shops for the women to sell. We have an individual who is also a Ghanaian who says, okay, the way we are clearing them from the streets, they would love to volunteer and build a small shop that is affordable for the women to sell. But as it looks, the women say they don't want that. So there's a right in for the law enforcement as the mayor to make sure what the people want we do for them. No, we cannot rebuild anything there. From what we are seeing there, it's not a place we can build something there. It's not a place even to sell. But as of now, they don't have a shop to sell. So we are considering them for them to sell on the pavements. But not to tell them to come on the road. We are going to have a line for them, which you know about a favorite red line. So we'll do the red line for them to sell.
Chief Executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Michael Pakpo Alote. The Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources has tasked the newly inaugurated governing board of the Ghana Hydrological Authority to help develop a robust strategy to tackle flooding and coastal erosion. According to the ministry, these challenges are affecting thousands of Ghanaians nationwide. Minister of Works, Housing and Water Resources, Kenneth Gilbert Ejay, speaking at the board inauguration, expressed government's commitment to building a climate-resilient country and urged the board to work swiftly to implement long-term solutions to safeguard lives, property and infrastructure across Ghana.
Your primary and most urgent responsibility is to develop a comprehensive and actionable strategic plan to address the complex issues of coastal erosion and flooding in Ghana. This plan should be forward-thinking, innovative, and practical, integrating sustainable solutions, leveraging technology, and promoting collaboration among all relevant sectors and stakeholders. It must include clear objectives, measurable targets, and a strong framework for implementation and monitoring. This mandate aligns closely with our government's broader agenda, as outlined in our National Development Framework and the vision of His Excellency the President of the Republic. Our shared goal is to create Ghana that is resilient to the effects of climate change, where communities are safe, livelihoods are secure, and natural resources are preserved for future generations.
Minister of Works, Housing and Water Resources, Kenneth Gilbert AJ. Now, Parliament is set to pass the National Scholarship Authority Bill by the end of this week to overhaul Ghana's scholarship system. The move comes amid reports of government-sponsored students abroad facing eviction and possible deportation over unpaid fees. The bill will convert the current scholarship secretariat into a statutory authority under the Education Ministry. Chairman of the Education Committee, Peter Nochu Kotoi, says the change aims to curb corruption and restore credibility to the scholarship scheme, especially for students in the US, UK and Eastern Europe.
Some students have been asked to return to Ghana. Some are they have been ejected from their hostels and places of abode. So what is worrying now is we need to investigate very well how they got the scholarship, because we discovered that it was bedeviled with corruption and nepotism and cronyism. That is why His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has directed that the Scholarship Secretariat should now go under the Ministry of Education for effective and efficient supervision. So the Minister for Education laid a bill on the Scholarship Authority, which was referred to the Committee on Education and then Public Administration and Special Interest. Yesterday we sat on the bill. We have made recommendations for amendments to the bill, and we hope that by the end of the week we should be able to pass the National Scholarship Authority bill to make room for a board to be responsible for the award of scholarships and streamline it.
Chairperson of Parliament's Education Committee, Peter Nochu Kotoi. The Ministry of Education has announced the allocation of an additional $117.1 million to the Ghana Accountability for Learning Outcomes Project Gallop to scale up targeted interventions in basic schools across the country. The funding is expected to support a range of education enhancing programs. This was disclosed during the opening session of the Project Oversight Committee meeting. Now, delivering remarks on behalf of the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, Deputy Minister Dr. Clement Apak assured that the ministry would closely monitor the use of the funds.
Gallop AF2 provides an additional $117.1 million United States dollars to scale up targeted interventions in basic schools. We must ensure that every intervention, from teacher training and school grants to performance-based incentives, is effectively deployed and monitored. As a committee, our effectiveness would be measured by the clarity of our direction, the quality of our oversight, and the responsiveness of our system to on-the-ground realities.
Deputy Minister for Education, Dr. Clement Apak. Now, retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Benjamin Agojo has been promoted to Deputy Commissioner of Police effective February 1, 2022. He's among 19 officers elevated in the latest Ghana Police Service promotions. ACP Agojo, who was acquitted in 2024 after a high treason trial, was recognized despite his retirement. At the ceremony, Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak praised the officer's resilience. CID Director General Lydia Yako Donko and Director of Operations Vance Baba Gariba were also promoted to the rank of Commissioner of Police. Residents of the cemetery area at Christian Village in Accra are renewing urgent calls for action as persistent flooding continues to devastate their community. Years of neglect, compounded by severe erosion, have led to land collapse and now threaten a crucial bridge linking two communities. Citi News' Samuel Akom visited the area and has come through with this report.
For years, residents of the cemetery area in Christian Village have endured relentless flooding, damaging homes and upending daily life. This troubled zone lies on the boundary of the Akaikwe North and Ga East municipalities. Officials from both assemblies admit that overlapping jurisdictions often slow response efforts. While some attribute the flooding to unplanned construction choking natural waterways, many locals believe the main issue is a narrow bridge that struggles to handle stormwater runoff.
It's the flood issue, and then the major problem causing this flood is the bridge that we have here. Whenever it rains and then the bridge got choked, you see the way under the bridge is not
the holes for the water to pass through.
Water to pass through is not that wide.
Each time it rains, the bridge becomes a bottleneck, triggering floods across the area. With every dark cloud, residents brace themselves, living in constant fear of the next flood.
It's never easy when it rains. We always fear when the clouds form. We are always in distress when it rains. Even a little rain causes great havoc.
Since at Amil's time, this thing have been, the people have came here that they are coming to rectify the fault and everything, correct the mistake and everything back.
Talks and no action.
So nothing has been done.
Ongoing erosion has eaten away land around the bridge, putting lives at risk and threatening nearby structures.
We also do notice that close to the bridge, a part of it cascades in. And there's a likelihood that will affect the bridge.
Yeah, that is it. You can see it for yourself. Now the erosion has big the ground, and if you enter under that story building,
it might collapse.
It might collapse.
A site visit revealed a critical danger.
And it will interest you to know that looking at the rate at which the erosion is occurring, the likelihood of it causing the collapse of this particular bridge is very, very near. It is very likely that the erosion will affect this particular bridge that serves as a vital link.
Residents are therefore urging authorities to act now before property losses turn into tragic losses of life.
We are pleading. They should help us get the bridge fixed. The bridge is the only problem. If the bridge is being fixed, then I don't think we'll have any flood issue in the area here.
In response, the Municipal Chief Executive of the Okaikwe North Municipal Assembly says the bridge's expansion has been captured under the Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development GARID project, which is expected to commence soon.
That bridge in question is part of the GARID project for reconstruction because the entrance through which the water passes are narrow. So GARID will, as it were, will remove the whole place and reconstruct a proper one. Then the bridge itself, to the current rains, has actually shown its massive impact on the bridge and has worn off most of the soil at the entrance there and also outside the entrance. GARID is about fixing it.
That report was put together by my colleague Samuel Akom. Now, the government has announced a new directive aimed at tightening regulation in the mining sector by mandating the registration of all machinery used in mining activities with a driver and vehicle licensing authority by August 1, 2025. A press release issued by the Minister for the Interior, Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, warns that any mining equipment that remains unregistered after the deadline will be confiscated by the state. This directive is part of ongoing effort to reform the mining sector and promote responsible and legal mining practices. The Ghana Police Service and the DVLA have been tasked with enforcing the measure beginning August 2, 2025 and are expected to conduct joint operations to ensure full compliance. Now, parents of children with hearing impairment in the Efutu municipality of the Central Region say they are struggling to afford assistive devices for their children. According to facilitators, the situation is affecting the children academically. Teachers say the children rely solely on lip reading to follow lessons, an approach they say is ineffective. The cost of assistive devices starts from 15,000 cedis, making them unaffordable for many of the parents. They are therefore appealing to government for support. Headmistress of the Unipoa Inclusive School in Winneba, Emma Frimpong, spoke to Citi News.
I have about 16 of them. A lot of them, most of them are hearing impaired. The school was established permanently or predominantly for persons with hearing impairment. And we have other mild disabilities that we can help to train because of the specific skills the teachers have in the school. But our problem is enormous. And the parents said he has been able to afford only one. The other girl has none. So you see, most of them in that manner, we call something adventitious deafness.
Emma Frimpong is headmistress of the University Practice Inclusive School in Winneba. Now, former Member of Parliament for Ewu-2 Senior East, Mavis Howard comes in, has defended her use of pepper spray at a polling station during the recently held Ablekuma North rerun, describing her actions as self-defense. The election held last Friday was marred by violence after a group of men reportedly overpowered security personnel and launched an attack on some individuals, including the former MP. Speaking publicly about the incident for the first time in an interview on Accra-based UTV this morning, the former MP insisted she had not gone to the polling station to incite violence.
All I saw were thugs walking towards me and calling my name. I didn't go there to cause any trouble. They pounced on me as soon as they arrived.
So my guys were outside. Inside. And I'm
You heard former MP for Ewu-2 Senior East, Mavis Howard comes in, and that's it for today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Please log on to citinewsroom.com for more stories. I'm Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Thank you for your company.
Citi News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.
The city is alive.